Hey, good to see you, Jeff and Nancy. Thank you for taking the time to come in here today with meet with me. I know you could be anywhere in the world, so really appreciate you giving me your time. I'd love to go over some information with you. I know you had some questions leading up to this, and hopefully I've addressed everything, and we can get going on the right foot. I know you got the dry cleaning business, and Nancy, you are a professor, so your income looks stable, looks great. And then you got some kids. So Jeff Jr. and Emma are yours, the twins. And then got Ashley and Ryan. Ryan no longer dependent, but Ashley is a kid, and you do have some educational requirements for her. So without further ado, let's go over some of what we want to accomplish today, and then I'll dig into some of the fire points. Let's see, you want to establish an emergency fund. I know you never spoke about it, but I know we want to do that. Everybody needs an emergency fund, anywhere from 3 to 6 months of income, and so we should go over that. We want to save for your retirement, save for the children's college expenses, address part-time college expense deduction for Ryan, calculate Ashley's projected annual cost for college expenses, determine the correct funding needed for children's college expenses, address the tax consequences of Chester's financial gifts as well as his need for Medicaid, figure out most efficient way for Arnetts, for y'all to commingle funds for educational expenses with Nancy's parents, evaluate the correct amount of life insurance needed as well as structuring. We need to address the fire damage on the house. Sorry that happened, but we can get past it, and review various retirement plans. And then we can talk about the potential selling of the dry cleaning business to Ryan, analyze the new purchase of equipment, calculate tax consequences of liquidating the bond portfolio and coin collection, and figure out best way to report loss on the rental property. So without further ado, just going over some basic facts that you wanted me to run my numbers based off of. You have inflation at 5%. The college cost inflation at 6%. Your pre-retirement expected investment return is at 8%, as well as your post-retirement and college funding expected investment return 10%. So without further ado, let's talk about educational goals. I know you want to send both Emma and Jeff Jr. to college for 4 years and pay for everything up to $25,000 per child in today's dollars. And I know that you would also like to help out with Ashley out of discretionary income, Jeff. So let's go over some of those finer details. The best plan I can come up with for you right now, or advise for you, is the 529 plan. It allows for tax-deferred growth as well as tax-free withdrawals as long as they're used for educational expenses. We can dig deeper into what you classify as educational expenses, but for right now, let's just go down some of the numbers. In terms of present value, what you need for those 4 years for each Emma and Jeff Jr., which totals $200,000 in today's dollars, it is a present value of $112,734 roughly, which would require a payment of a little over $15,000 a year. So we need to figure out where we can get those funds from. I know you do have a net inflow every year of a little over 18, so you could use that, but we could also talk about Nancy's parents, because I know that they had expressed interest in helping out for the educational expenses, and so we could go a little deeper into that. I know that they are allowed a gift tax per donee of $14,000 a year, and I know they had made gifts to Nancy in the past, so we could definitely explore that option in terms of having Nancy's parents help out. And in terms of Ryan's college expense that he wants to go to for classes for the business world, I know he has $6,000 a year of college classes, and then he could take a $2,000 tax deduction per tax return, and it's a lifetime learning credit. And he could also discuss the American Opportunity Tax Credit with his tax advisor. It would allow another $500 in tax deduction, but you have to meet certain requirements, so he should probably go over that with his tax advisor. Let's move on to the bond portfolio. Nancy had inquired about liquidating the bond portfolio that her uncle gifted to her. She stated that the fair market value of the portfolio at the time of the gift was $28,000. Her uncle's original basis was $33,000, and after looking through her statements, I found that the bond portfolio is now worth $40,000. Uncle Frank did indeed pay a gift tax of $10,000. And so, since the fair market value of the property at the time of the gift was less than the uncle's original basis, adjusted basis, um, Nancy, your basis would depend on whether you had a gain or a loss when you dispose of the property. Since it would be a gain when you sell it for $33,000, um, or since you when you sell it for $40,000, your adjusted basis will be $33,000. So you will have a taxable gain of roughly $7,000 if you decide to liquidate the portfolio. In regards to the coin collection, I know Nancy you acquired the coin collection as a gift from your mother. At the time of the gift, her basis was $5,000, and the fair market value of the collection right now is $30,000. When she gifted to you, or it was $30,000 when she gifted to you. Nancy, your mother also paid a $5,000 gift tax, so we need to take that into account. And Nancy, you are looking to sell this coin collection to a dealer for around $25,000. So, Nancy, your basis in the coin collection will be your mother's original basis of $5,000 plus the $5,000 gift tax, so it steps it up to $10,000 basis. So, when you do sell the coin collection, you will have a taxable income on the gain of $15,000. Of course, you want to talk to your CPA in regards to this to see where you can write this gain to offset any losses. In terms of the emergency fund, we probably need to talk about that. I know you wanted 70%. You did not specify that you wanted an emergency fund, but after looking through your financials, it is in your best interest to establish an emergency fund. For nothing else, just so that you have the safety net. You know that if anything does happen, you have that money there. So it's anywhere between 3 to 6 months. And since you are a married couple and both of you currently are providing income to the family, I'd say you typically people go with a 3-month emergency fund. I say we go with a 4-month just to be safe of your current income, which would come out to a little over $38,000 for a 4-month income for your emergency fund. And then you can use the emergency fund if you need to for anything along the way if something does arise and you need that funds for anything else. There's more to go over, but we can conclude this meeting right now, and I really appreciate you taking the time with me, and I look forward to implementing some goals that'll help you get to a prosperous retirement where you have plenty of funds to meet every one of your goals. Thank you for giving me your time, and I look forward to seeing your next meeting in a month.